Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to our third match of the evening. We have one, or actually two more coming up after this. The loser bracket round one match is what we currently have in store for you. You're currently watching the We Play Dota 2 League. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit, and, well, I'm removing the wrong things on my overlay. There we go. So looking at our brackets quickly, we're in Group G, and we are midway through the group. Nobody's been eliminated just yet. Actually, I think I just removed 3D Max as well. Yeah, there you go. Oh, man, I can't wait until we have a proper overlay system soon. But 3D Max versus Netolic.EU. Loser goes home. It's best of one. Winner advances to the next match, to the loser bracket finals, but they also have to win that match. So both of these teams have to win 2 games. If they lose one from here on out, they go home. Dignitas and Rock's Kiss, that'll be your winner bracket finals. The winner takes first place in the group. The loser bracket champion takes second. So anyway, with that being said, let's hop inside the draft. 3D Max currently going to be on the Dire side, Netolic.EU on the Radiant. And with all that being said, let's take a look at how the draft is developing. Nyx and Bat both slipped through. Neither team choosing to ban them out. Something that is a little bit unusual nowadays. Nyx Assassin, just one of the most annoying heroes in the game for a hero like Batrider because, well, you're in the Firefly, you just pop your Spike Carapace. He's immediately stunned. It's a great way to counter-initiate against him, and if he tries to jump in on you and lassos you, as long as the Carapace is up, he's going to immediately basically be stunned. And they also have Shadow Demon here that's fantastic against Batrider. So, Netolic.EU, they do give up the bat, but I like what they've gotten in return. Some great heroes to deal with him. And now the Lone Druid, 3D Max, we saw last game that, well, they went for kind of that split push lane dominance style. Basically, win your tri-lane with a Prophet as your safe lane solo, and then use your advantage to snowball through the mid-game. Unfortunately, they didn't snowball at all. I think they'll have maybe a similar issue in this game if they don't have the powerful start early on, as Netolic.EU has a tanky carry in the Lone Druid and some great map control coming from the Nyx Assassin. Lone Druid, of course, is quite good against Gyrocopter. Your Bear can tank the Rocket Barrage. Later on in the game, the Flat Cannon does some serious work if he gets the farm, but we'll see if he gets it. And right now for 3D Max, you gotta wonder who's gonna lane against that Lone Druid. Maybe the Batrider is the choice here. Probably the best hero they have. Flat Cannon's actually decent against Lone Druid early, just because the auto attacks that won't really hurt the Bear, but they'll hurt your hero quite a bit. But later on, isn't going to do a whole lot. So we will have to wait and see how the draft develops. I wonder if it's a solo mid Nyx. That's sort of the last lingering question for Netolic. Solo mid Nyx, not really that strong against Batrider in the laning stage. He's more of just a mid-game nuisance and a team fight disruptor for that Batrider. Now, waiting on 3D Max to make that third selection. Gyrocopter was the first pick. I imagine they're thinking about something like a Rubik here. They don't really have any kind of setup for the Gyrocopter in the lane. Rubik, of course, is something of food for Nyx Assassin later on, but they're going to need that support anyway. And they go for the bait instead. Of course, Enfeeble, quite an annoying spell to deal with for any carry later on in the game. Decent against the Lone Druid Bear as well. We will see what they go for from here. Now entering the second stage of the draft. What are the bans going to be? Looking at 3D Max, they have that set up for the Gyrocopter. They don't have the follow-ups done, so I imagine something like a Lina or maybe a Leshrac will be the ban here. As Lina, Leshrac, Bane, and Gyro is a really powerful killing tri-lane. Magnus actually slipped through the entire first stage. Something that 3D Max could have picked up and actually synergizes quite well with Gyrocopter, as does Darkseer, but neither hero gets picked up. Instead, they go for the support, they go for the Bane, they go for the obnoxious Enfeeble early on, and then, of course, the Fiend Script quite powerful later on. Now banning out Clockwork. They must have some sort of melee carry in mind. Clockwork lanes reasonably well against Batrider, simply because the cogs are always going to be annoying when you try to go on him with Firefly, but still a matchup that the Batrider should have the edge in overall. A decent hero against the Lone Druid as well. Same reasoning there, basically. The Bear can go on you, but unless you cog yourself inside the cogs with the Bear, you're going to get levels and experience in that lane. One of the harder heroes for a Lone Druid to kill. So
10 seconds remaining.
Actually, what am I talking about? That's 3D Max who banned it. Man, I'll tell you, it's been a rough couple of weeks, guys. I've been casting a lot. I could really use a few days of relaxation to kind of clear my head. But I am enjoying the cast. It's just that, unfortunately, my ability to stay coherent sometimes at issue. But I'm dying the ban now from Netolic. So they ban that strong tri-lane support. I don't know that Undying would really work that well with Gyrocopter Bane, because the issue is you don't have a follow-up stun. Like, in theory, they have tons of damage, but that tri-lane doesn't really have any chasing power. So, unless you can get a hero low enough that the zombies get into frenzy form, you should be able to just run away in most cases. But worried about the aggressive tri-lane, and it makes sense in the sense that when you see Bane and Gyro, you pretty much know your opponents want to be aggressive, because otherwise they're generally stronger picks. Bane is a decent late game support with that Fiend script, but when a team has a Nyx Assassin with Carapace, the Impale, Entangle, and Disruption, there's a lot of ways to actually cancel Fiend script, so not something that 3D Max is going to be able to rely on this game like you sometimes can.
10 seconds.
Just banning all the off lanes now. So they expect this to be a one-position Lone Druid from the looks of things, and they expect a defensive tri-lane as well, which makes sense. Nyx Assassin Shadow Demon isn't that strong of a tri-lane. Darkseer the final ban. I hear that matches up 1v1 well versus the Lone Druid, so maybe a situation where it looks like Netolic is actually wants to go aggressive here. They don't want their Lone Druid to have to deal with the Darkseer. So they ban that Darkseer out, or maybe just worried about the Gyrocopter Darkseer synergy, because he can just jungle, of course. I mean, Lone Druid still does well in that lane, but he can't stop a Darkseer from free farming. And obviously is a powerful mid-game partner for the Gyro, a strong 5-man Dota hero in general, although he scales off quite a bit later on. So it's not a bad ban. But if you're running the defensive tri-lane, and it is going to be a Nyx mid now, as they pick up the Lina. So Shadow Demon, Lina, Lone Druid, unless they run an offensive tri-lane with Nyx, Shadow Demon, Lina, but they're going to need a strong tempo controller mid, and I imagine that will be the Nyx. So looking at, I imagine a Lone Druid safe lane, a Nyx, maybe they'll even pick something like Juggernaut for the tri-lane. Like Juggernaut, Shadow Demon, Lina would be pretty damn strong. And Juggernaut's fantastic against Gyrocopter in the laning stage, because he's got that Blade Fury, just makes you magic immune. I believe it's for 5 seconds. So Rocket Barrage won't do anything. You can stick on him reasonably well. They have about the same base move speed. I think Juggernaut's 305 and Gyro's 315. But it's close enough that you basically can always be in range, especially with that Disruption. And follow up from the Light Strike, right? And Phantom Lancer the pick here. So 3D Max looking like a mid Gyro, an off-lane Batrider to lane against the Lone Druid. Or just jungle, if they see a defensive tri-lane. He may just head into the jungle. And then a Phantom Lancer, Bane +1. Keeper of the Light not available. So we won't see the full might of the Phantom Lancer PL or Kotal combo, but still a pretty strong dual lane so far. And I'm curious what Netolic goes for his last pick. I really feel like something like a Juggernaut would be fantastic this game. The Healing Ward also has great synergy with the Lone Druid Bear. Fantastic ability for pushing. And they can find kills in the tri-lane. Bane's sleep will not help him against Blade Fury, unless he sleeps the Juggernaut right when he runs in. Okay, well, they go for something a little bit different, but the same kind of philosophy, which is a really strong tri-lane that benefits from the Shadow Demon setup, the Lina follow-up. A hero that we haven't seen much of in the past, but over the past, I don't know, week or so, has started to see some play. I think it all started with Mushi and the GST Challenge, picked that Mirana in the Grand Finals, and put it to great effect. Let's see if they can make this tri-lane work. It's a really easy combo. Disruption into Light Striker right into Arrow. The only issue is going to be things like Phantom Lancer illusions blocking that. That 1 second of invulnerability when you sleep a teammate potentially could come into play, but most likely they should be able to land the combo and get a kill. So positioning will be of the utmost importance for 3D Max. I imagine it could be a support Gyro. That's the only other option, but I don't think you want to... Nope, it won't be a support Gyro. So we're most likely going to see... I don't think they want to get aggressive. I mean, they could kind of go aggressive with Earthshaker, Bane, Gyrocopter. They have the burst damage. They have some good lockdown. But it's really risky against the tri-lane that Netolic is going to be able to bring to bear. So anyway, guys, quickly introducing the teams on the side of 3D Max. We have the Danes. Hawaii OO playing that Bane. Hip Hop, not Pop, playing the Earthshaker. Smoke of the Seed already picked up. And 5 Clarities. No regen for him. Buller on the Batrider. He will be the off-laner, I think. No, actually, it looks like Gyro's not going mid. Or not. No, it is Hestager Rotten. So yeah, he probably is. Hestager Rotten on the Gyrocopter. Noaya on the Phantom Lancer. Lots of regen. Very defensive start for him. Buller on the Bat. So they are expecting that offensive tri-lane. Now we have... Hello there. We have a very decked out Nyx Assassin. This is like a full model replacement. Big Numb playing that Nyx Assassin. Chami on the Mirana. Flaxor on the Shadow Demon, Pasha Invoker playing the Lina, and last but not least, Supernova on the Lone Druid Bear. We saw 30 Max go for that level 1 smoke gank last game. They're not going to do it this game, but expecting the offensive Australian, they want to make sure that they have the warding advantage early on and try and keep Netolic out of the jungle, basically challenging them here. The Bear's going to take a lot of damage. Arrow will fly. Fissure's already been used. This could be an opening. It will connect. There's your disruption on PL. Oh, the stun thrown out. Really kind of bad coordination there. There will be another Light Strike Array very soon. They could still maybe get this kill. Nawaya, Doppel walks away. Will barely survive at that. What a sloppy team fight. Some severe miscommunication there. Disruption and then Light Strike Array both used simultaneously. Oh well. They could have had first blood. That sucks for Netolic, but they did at least force a lot of regen out of 3D Max. And Nawaya forced to skill Doppel walk at level 1. Not really the ability you want to have in most cases. Isn't going to offer you too much. So it will be that Nyx Assassin mid, and he'll be laning against the Gyrocopter. A tough matchup for Nyx, to be totally honest, because Gyrocopter can just spam Flak Cannon and Rocket Barrage if you ever come near him. Sure, you have that Spike Carapace, but that's only going to work for that initial rocket from the barrage, and then he just keeps on throwing out additional damage. A matchup that I actually would say the Gyrocopter probably is the edge in, unless there's some ganks. So, Nyx versus Gyro mid, I'd give the edge to the Nyx there. And then the bottom lane, a hasted Lone Druid versus the Bat. Later on, this will favor the Lone Druid, but the early first few levels, something that will be even, or potentially even favoring the Bat Rider. Napalm is just so good, and he might lose his Bear off the bat. It's hasted. He's just going to throw the Bear away. If he doesn't send it back right now, he's got to go heal with that. I'm surprised he's not doing so. Could have used that haste rune to get a lot closer to the base, but now he'll retreat with the Bear. So I mentioned the potential of this tri-lane. Disruption into the Light Strike Array, into the Arrow. A really potent combo, but they need the teamwork and the communication to land it. We didn't really see the teamwork communication there at the start. But hopefully it's going to pick up for them. As far as the vision goes, 3D Max right now, pretty good. They've got the Sentry Ward up. There's no observers for Netolic, so they don't really see what's going on. They know the pulls are here. They look to contest it, but contesting pulls against an Earthshaker Bane is very hard. As long as Earthshaker's in the right position, you can get that initial disruption, but the Fissure will be there to block the Light Strike Array. The X Factor will be that Arrow. But with all these creeps in the way, it's going to be hard to actually land the initiation. So, in theory, they have a good killing combo, but it's as long as... This is... Holy shit. My roommate is freaking out, but as long as... I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but as long as Hip Hop Not Pop has good positioning, actually going in on this tri-lane is going to be quite difficult. Has to draw around. Once he gets his bottle, we'll have the edge here. We'll be able to just constantly spam that Rocket Barrage, spam the Flak Cannon, really annoy the Nyx, but for the moment is suffering quite a bit. Bottle now complete, we'll be flying out. And he should be able to Bottle Crow constantly. Bat Rider's going to go for Tranquil Boots. Starts with the Ring of Basilius. Back for the Tranquil Boots. He should go in just a few seconds. So you can just sit on that Sobi Mask until later. And shouldn't need a bottle too much early on. Courier now on the way. Bottle to be delivered. Early on, we're seeing the pulls coming out constantly from 3D Max. Level 1 on the Bane. The Fissure blocking them off. Ensuring that they won't be able to actually steal that Alpha Wolf. Or will they? Nope. Too late. No vision. Doesn't actually know when he can go for it. Thinks about a Light Strike Array. Not going to in the end. Driven back by Phantom Lance. And, well, a very passive start to our lane so far. Hestajoran gets Mana Burn, but if you just can't... Well, his Courier hasn't been upgraded yet. So, without Bottle Crowing, it will be a matchup that favors the Nyx. Or at least is a lot harder for Hestajoran. But you can already see just the positional confidence from him. And that Mana Burn has a very long cooldown early on. Some players actually favor maxing it. Especially on like a support Nyx, just because you can use it. It's got a 4-second cooldown when it's level 7. So you can spam that Mana Burn, do a ton of damage to heroes like Shadow Demon, as well as Lina. Hurts Shadow Shaman too, but he's not in this game. Generally you do see the Impale max though. And, well, the Impale being thrown out. Just doing a little harassment. Would like to see that Courier get upgraded. I'm really not sure why it's not. They should have money at this point. Earthshaker sitting on the money. Bane also sitting on the money. Wants his boots, I suppose. Hestajoran gonna waddle bottom, pick up that double damage. No Big Numb. Doesn't actually have a Rune Ward right now, so he's... or no, sorry, Hestajoran doesn't actually have one. So he picks up the double spawn, the haste as well as the double damage. Nyx is not level 6 yet, and he's actually going to go bottom. This could be our first blood. Top lane simultaneously. Looks like they want to go in, but here we go. Bottom lane, double damage, haste to Gyro. You better make this gank work. Supernova hasn't seen him actually missing. Just here comes the dive, but remember that bear is going to tank a lot of damage for the Rocket Barrage. There could be only level 4, no entangle possible. Oh man, that's not good. Haste and double damage, doesn't find the kill. Still a walking courier heading to the bottom lane. I have no idea why it's not upgraded yet. We're 4.5 minutes in. The supports have the money. They just really want boots. They're doing a little dewarding on the side of Netolic, but the pulls continue to come out. Not able to find too many creep jacks yet. And not really doing any pulling of their own. These trees are still alive. Lance to start, Fissure to follow. That is Brain Sap coming out. They're going to need a couple of auto attacks. The Light Strike Array will miss. One more from Nawaya, but the salve up comes. What was happening? Gyrocopter does succeed in getting the first blood bottom. A massive amount of time wasted to get that. Nice job juggling that sleep by the Shadow Demon. Arrow to fly is going to hit on Nawaya. And with that, no mana for Doppelwalk. He will take a fall as well. So they give up the first blood, but they get the trade top. Not the best trade. Oh, actually a decent trade, I should say, because Nyx Assassin has just been sitting mid. Gyro had a haste and a double damage. He hits level 6, but now he's got to go back to base. Nyx, pretty much even in terms of levels, despite getting that kill. Lone Druid, no bear. So, because he has no bear, maybe more of an even trade in the end. And now Nyx comes bottom. It's a party in the bottom lane. Buller might be the next one in line. He's got Lasso. He has Firefly. He's thinking about going, knowing there's no bear. This is a great opportunity to go, but the problem is an Invis Nyx is coming. Buller, gotta be careful now. Gets stunned up. Dropping quickly. Remember, the Firefly can actually be procced by Spike Carapace. He doesn't have mana for it yet. And because he doesn't, there you go. There's your stun, but it's just a little too late. Buller is gonna live on 40 HP. They needed one auto attack from Supernova. He didn't get in range for it. Cannot pick up the kill. And now has to Rotten rotates top. There's a double damage there. Here's your disruption, out of range for the Light Strike Ray. They're not going to be able to land this combo. Well, they get it, but it's too late. Now the cooldown comes, and the barrage. Has to Rotten finds one. He's got faster base move speed than Alina, who gets Fissure blocked. Arrow will fly. Damage done, I think. Hit pop, not pop, the one to get the kill there. The arrow stunning Nawaya for a while. Ideally, you want your Phantom Lancer to get it, but small potatoes. Netolic in trouble. Their Lone Druid has died. Their tri-lane somewhat in shambles after that engagement. And mid lane, we saw Nyx roam, not able to get a kill for the Bat Rider. So now it's his turn to waste a bunch of time. But at least in the case of the Gyro, he got the kill eventually. Albeit, it took him like 2 minutes to get it. As far as gold goes, a big dip. Oh, getting close to like 750 lead for 3D Max. As far as experience, about 1,000. Not overwhelming, but the mid game for 3D Max is pretty ridiculous. If their Bat Rider gets an early blink, and Buller should have one relatively quickly. Not a super fast blink, but reasonably soon at that. And here comes your Disruption. Disruption Earthshaker to start. They are going to just burst down the Bane. Good movement. There were no sentries in the lane. And they pay, so 2 supports just melted by 3D Max. Generally, at this point in the game, if you're LGD China, if you're DK, if you're IG, you'd have those sentries down, but they are very used to playing against the Nyx Assassin, a hero who's almost always banned in European Dota. We've seen it banned earlier today. It slips through, and 3D Max perhaps showing that they are not accustomed to playing against it. As I mentioned, Rocket Barrage hurts Nyx a lot. He takes a bunch of damage, forced to run. There could be a call down here, but Nyx can simply skate away from that. Bottom lane, finally Lone Druid is level 6, so now diving him gets very dangerous for Buller, who's sitting on a teleport scroll. He's got his lasso if they try to dive top. Speaking of which, tower will be denied top. Nawaya not farming that well. Disruption to fly. Light Strike Array is here. Not being... Oh, actually, it was on cooldown. Now gets thrown out, but the Starfall doing the big damage. Nawaya chasing the Shadow Demon. He doesn't have mana. He'll get stunned. He'll go down. Back and forth we go. I'm really feeling like a... Oh, there's your Tangle bottom of Buller. Oh, no. Buller's gonna die. Supernova gets his revenge. And Nyx Assassin now hitting level 7 off of the constant trades. He's gonna be a threat this game. They lose the tier 1 top, so the space for the Phantom Lancer to farm has decreased quite a bit. And Netolic, the other nice thing now is with those kills, they can go smoke. I imagine we're gonna see that now. No smoke up. But they can smoke, and they have a really strong smoking lineup. You can just leave Mirana top lane, let her farm, smoke behind her. Yep, here we go. Smoke acquired. They're on the move, and if they catch anyone, that hero is going to be dead. Well, not Phantom Lancer, because the wards are currently in the shop. I don't... Oh, the smoke gets revealed. Nawaya's going to see it. And Chomi just runs in. I think if they'd been a little more patient there, they could have gotten that kill. But not even going to bother in the end. They say no sentries. It's not even worth it. 3 heroes grouped up bottom. Simultaneously, smoke gank for 3D Max, but the TP comes in from our Nyx, who's going to scout this out, I think, in the nick of time. In the nicks of time, I should say. Oh, Buller caught under the tower. He'll take a fall. He gets the last off on Supernova. It's immediately canceled as he dies. Now the Moonlight Shadow, the newly buffed one that only costs 75 mana, is applied. Such a nice spell just to use casually.
Middle tower is under attack.
And the mid-game trading from Netolic.EU looking better and better. They're now up to 7-3. It all really started with that big Nyx Assassin getting top. Picks off 2 heroes. The tower was denied, but they get the tower down. The Phantom Lancer running for his life. No real farm for him. And Batrider with that death, only 28 CS, has slowed down significantly in terms of his farm. Had the Tranquil Boots, the Ring of Basilius a while ago. That was like a good 2.5 minutes. Has not added anything since then. Shadow Demon, there's your disruption. The Rocket Barrage will stop while this happens. Now the call down comes. He's blocked off. He will be burst down. 4 heroes devoted to that kill while Lone Druid farms bottom. Still, a kill is a kill is a kill. They will take it while it's happening. Noaya also free farming top. As far as levels go, checking the supports, they're all dead even. Lone Druid, the lead in terms of levels. Otherwise, fairly even at that. And now Big Num rotates mid. He's got that Vendetta. Still no sentries anywhere on the map. I really feel this is a big misplay by 3D Max. You want to have sentries, at least a couple in the lanes. I mean, it gets harder now that you don't have your tier 1 top, because the obvious place to put one is right here, but even so, you got to do something. It's actually Netolic with the sentries, so they know it's free for this Nyx Assassin, for Big Num to just move around however he likes. Supernova seeing a bunch of heroes off the map right now. He actually already sees 2, so he's going to retreat into the jungle. Doesn't want to be farming bottom. Buller, Tranquil Boots, Ring of Basilius, TP scroll. Actually went back to complete the Ring of Basilius. Normally you just sit on the Sage's Mask. He's an intelligence hero. He'll benefit. He'll get more mana regen fairly soon. It's just that additional armor, which I guess he wanted. And mid lane, Hesta Rotten. No sentries behind the towers. No sentries in front of the towers. Now one is deployed. They see the enemy sentry. Crucial timing for that. But Big Num knows it's there, so he'll back off. Both teams not being very efficient with their movement right now, especially Netolic. 4 heroes just sitting mid for a long time, freshly dewarding, now looking to push, but they don't really have a fantastic pushing combo. They're up against Call Down, they're up against Flat Cannon, they're up against Fissure, a lot of long-range, spammable AoE. They don't have... If they want to push, the Lone Druid is the hero that should really be there. Maybe your Mirana's the one farming bottom, but I'm not really liking this mid-game decision-making too much. I guess they feel like they just have the strong team fight and they want to force the fights, but Call Down gets dropped, Fissure available, and Tower's just not going to take any damage off of this. In fact, Flaxor almost dies, forced to defensively disrupt just to live through that. Bottom lane, the rotation coming from Arlena, but needs to hit this Light Strike Array to have any chance of getting a kill. Flamebreak will push her towards Buller. No Firefly. 1 second to go. The nukes fly out. They get the kill, but the Fissure is there. Just out of range is Pasha. Just wants to chill right here while the Bear drives hit pop, not pop back. A big rotation. Normally you won't see the Lena just moving like herself like that. Sleep on the Bear. Another great way to deal with it. Bane only level 4. While that's happening, top lane, Phantom Lancer bites the dust. It looks like they... Oh, didn't even have a sentry or any detection. Unless they just used the second dust, which I haven't seen them use any yet. Simultaneously, Hesta Duran getting tier 1 mid, so a flurry of trades, but with Batrider and Phantom Lancer both dying, the map control for 3D Max is just not there. It's not present at all. They need sentries in the lanes, which they can't really afford right now. They don't have the Batrider Blink coming anytime soon because Buller continues to die, continues not to really farm well. And like I mentioned, that matchup goes really well for Batrider at the early levels, but if he doesn't find a kill around, say, level 3 or 4, then it starts to favor the Lone Druid once he hits 5, once he has access to Entangle. And we also have to credit the Nyx, who just showed up at the right moment. That was the time when they could have killed this Lone Druid. They could have showed him down, and just good movement, good awareness around the map from Big Num. So far has been pretty solid on this Nyx Assassin. 1-0 and 3, but even when he's not dying, you just see his presence and his pressure constantly off the map, or nearly constantly, except for that one group up mid. Our Phantom Lancer, does he have any items yet? Noaya has managed to complete a drum, so farming okay in spite of the deaths. I mean, he's a middle road, basically, so not going to be the fastest defusal of your life. Mirana, phase drums, all mid-game for her. This is pretty much my favorite way to build Mirana in a pub game. I mean, we saw Mushi went for the Arcane Boots, but I think they're better suited with someone like the Lena, the Nyx getting it. In fact, Nyx already has his phase drums. You basically chase really fast. every auto attack hits quite hard. That's something Mirana needs, is additional damage. She really lacks for damage. Ever since she received a couple nerfs over, I don't know if it's the past few patches, but I know a while back she got some damage nerfs, like maybe even a year or two ago, maybe even a bit longer than that, and her base damage is pretty awful. It's like 45, 43, maybe not quite that low, maybe like 48, but it is really low for a ranged carry hero compared to a lot of others. Doesn't have any steroids, just aside from the leap, which gives you a slight attack speed boost, but it's not that remarkable. 16%, and that's only when it's maxed. So a little bit of additional damage really goes a long way. Hestager Rotten rushing that BKB, but he's about to be caught bottom. He has no way out here. The Impale will follow. If he gets entangled, he's screwed. He will probably drop cooldown. No, he's going to try to TP. Oh no, where's that entangle? There's the entangle. Hestager Rotten is cursing, muttering under his breath now. Actually could have gotten out. It was a well-timed decision by him. But the luck is on the side of our lone druid player. Owie 2000 could use some lessons here from Supernova, who's getting close to his Radiance. Relic coming out soon. Not the fastest Relic ever, but considering the pressure he was under, it's going to be better than what anyone else on the map is doing. He will drastically outfarm this Phantom Lancer. Gyrocopter, not stacking the Ancient, so he's going to get outfarmed as well. And Supernova could really pull away here in the mid-game. Noaya continues to push. Flaxar on the chase. Has the dust, has the smoke. Smoke yanking Phantom Lancer is pretty good, because even if he's running around instead of Doppelwalk, as soon as the smoke gets dispelled, you just pop that dust, you know exactly where he is, and can easily look to set up a kill. They have to... No Demonic Perch yet, actually. Flaxor's still only level 5. We're 16 minutes in. Bane is level 5 as well. These two supports really need to find a bit of farming levels. Both of them are quite level dependent. Of course, Shadow Demon, a great hero later on against Phantom Lancer, but is going to need to max his Disruption to really have an additional punch. Fortunately for him, Phantom Lancer's not farming well. Noaya is nowhere near farm. So, taking stock of the overall state of the game, pretty even. 2k gold lead for Netolic. About a 5k experience lead, so in that sense, not very even at all. A casual strut mid results in death for our Shadow Demon, and now Chomi being chased. Don't try this one at home, kids. You do not want to be wandering around here, dewarding by yourself as a 5-position support this late in the game. You really need the backup. You want that Nyx scouting things out for you. You want that Lina running with you. Warding by yourself is a surefire recipe to die. So Netolic maybe just feeling a little greedy or overconfident. Gives away a kill. Not the biggest deal though. Chomi has gone back for the Reign of Aquila, so now has all the cheap cost-effect items pretty much in the game. At this point, I mean, you got to start getting some damage. So I imagine we'll see the Yasha. Yasha has great synergy with Phase Boots, drones, because basically when you have those and you leap, you're permanently hasted. And especially, I'm not sure if you are if you don't pop the drones, but I know if you pop them, you do have that permanent max move speed at that. And Batrider still no blink. 17 minutes in. Now, it does give you attack speed, actually, Flame Wheel. Read the description, buddy. Anyway, bottom lane, huge fight breaking out. There's your Flame Break. And the cooldown. Big damage being done. Phantom Lancer to melt. Or Lina to melt, rather. Phantom Lancer to get some assists in that engagement. But yeah, Leap does give you attack speed. Something that a lot of people don't realize, but in fact it does. It's not much, though. It's only 16%. It gives your team it as well, so it's a decent steroid skill in terms of your team. But, I mean, Mirana's not really a hard carry. She's all about basically just finding the early aggression, finding those kills, keeping the pressure up through the mid-game. We haven't really seen the full effectiveness of her, so after that big team fight, 3D Max in a much more comfortable position. The big thing for them is going to be Blink is up on the Batrider. Nyx doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet. And so the map control, well, without that Blink, they don't have that instant initiation. It's something you really want, is just to be able to jump in with Spike Carapace and then immediately go on the Bat, the Bane. I mean, any of these key teamfight heroes, even something like Earthshaker, you can blow him up in a matter of seconds. Mid lane, just pushing out a little bit on the side of Netolic. Playing defensively, Lone Druid has the Relic up. He's done pretty well for himself this game, but the Blink Dagger from Buller, looking for the kill, won't quite find it, forced to back off. And now they're going to try to siege out mid. Their TPs right now. Arrow's not going to hit. Hestager Rotten being driven back a bit. 3 heroes going to slowly chip away at this tower. Bottom lane. No, no. Oh, no. Hip hop, up pop was so close to being able to TP away. He won't be able to. Supernova really should pull the bear back, but oh boy, might actually get away at that. The bear being slowed down, being stunned, still the chase. Meanwhile, we'll see the first death of this fight. Our Nyx assassin to go down. Gets caught by the lasso, gets burst down. Now Supernova on the way out. No teleport scroll for him. Runs north. Run, little bear. Run to your team. He will look to group up with his team mid, and now... actually, no, backstepping the creep wave. While his team retreats, he could have just ran to his team. I'm not sure why they didn't just all meet right here, but he's on the run. The bear should be okay at the end. I guess he'll get out all right. Noaya, Diffusal Blade getting closer and closer. Has the double Blades of Alacrity up. Oh, man. I love the backseat drivers whenever I'm casting. You want to drive? Take the steering wheel, man. Haters. But, yeah. So, passive state to the game. They will have the Radiance on Lone Druid, but Supernova, not a fast Radiance by any means. It's actually Mirana who's leading in terms of farm. Chomi, I really think the Manta is the best build. At least getting Diffusal. You can go Diffusal, BKB, and then straight into a damage item. That's the other big option. But the thing is, there's a Lasso, there's a Feed Script. So in this situation, I really think you're best off just getting the Manta style. Create some confusion in the team fights. Make it a little bit harder for them to detect the real Mirana. Because if you get lassoed and you don't have magic immunity, you're going to die in a matter of seconds. Arrow thrown out. A bit of scouting being done. We'll see some Shadow Poison spam now. Big army of illusions coming up. No BKB on Gyro just yet. This is going to be a bit of a difficult fight for them to take, I feel. Nyx in the front lines, though. They have Called Out. They have Fissure. They have Flame Break. They have some decent AoE. Netolic actually a bit more lacking in terms of it, but they have a Lone Druid Radiant spare now. Healing up at base. And this could do work in this team fight. 3D max. No mech. No pipe. Some relatively squishy heroes. They will look for the siege. They're probably going to start with Buller. They won't have vision once these creeps are dead. Yeah, but they know 5 heroes are top, so we're going to see our Mexican standoff. Arrow to fly, hits Hestager Rotten. This may be the cue to go. Pop that ult, Chomi. Doesn't get it off. Oh no. Now Hestager Rotten on the run. The bear. Feed Script is there. Mirana gets disrupted. She's low. That was a 4-hero impale from our Nyx assassin. Holy freaking crap. What an incredible impale. And the Radiant's doing all the cleanup in the world. Noaya next in line. Most likely, if he gets entangled, he'll fall. A secondary impale. Buller on the ropes. Buller to fall. Ultra kill for the Lone Druid. Throws out a retaliatory flame break. Gem drops. They also lost a gem in that fight. I'm actually not sure who had the gem. But either way, gem hits the deck. Netolic claim it. Boy, oh boy. That impale just won them the fight. And now he's got a blink dagger. He's got a gem. A Nyx with a blink and a gem. Not safe for the Phantom Lancer. Also hits level 11, which means your Vendetta has a much longer duration. At the early levels, it's actually hard to gank on Nyx because the duration of Vendetta is so low that just running to the gank, you have to use it late or it'll wear off before you get there. And if you use it late, you risk running by wards. You risk just being off the map for a longer period of time since you're running a bit slower. Now he's going to start hunting Noaya. Can't solo kill him, though. Is going to need some backup, so he looks for another kill. Maybe Bane? No, Earthshaker might even be an easier kill. He is. Here we go. Impale to start. Mana Burn to follow. Not going to be enough. Needs that Spike Carapace, but the wand was there. Without the wand, probably gets the kill. Still, he'll just simply back off. He's created some pressure. They all want to run, though, because here comes Hawaii OO. Looking for the sleep. No, it'll be the Blink Lasso to start the fight. The sleep was used. The sap as well. The counter kill to be claimed. And now Hestager Rotten. BKB online. Dust being popped. Mirana ult not going to do a whole lot. The Napalm being spammed out. Lina on the run. Has a Laguna Blade. Oh boy, she's in trouble. BKB from Gyro. Long range Fissure to bring her down. And still, they're chasing this poor Shadow Demon. Now, the Moonlight Shadow will wear off. He's disrupted. He ain't going nowhere. And suddenly, after a massive ultra kill for our Lone Druid, we go completely the other direction. 3 kills up for 3D max. All in the back of just an overextension. Meanwhile, top lane, Phantom Lancer manning it up, trying to fight it out with Supernova. That Diffusal Blade, why is he not in melee form? Oh no, he's gonna melt. But the Entangle on Noaya, it might be enough. The Diffusal Purge charge used gets the kill with that additional slow. Able to run him down. And it's the Wicked 6 streak. And they get a tier 1 top in a matter of seconds. Holy crikey. What a turn of events for this team. They can't really go Roche. Chomi is pushing bottom. Chomi, Mithril Hammer up. I'm not sure if it's a BKB or a Desolator. I don't know that a BKB does a whole lot for you this game. Oh boy, here we go. Long range Fissure. He's in trouble. He'll be lassoed, I think. In 3 seconds, they have the lasso. They have everything they need. They don't even need the lasso. They'll use a Fiend Script instead. And Chomi will fall. Scouted out by the Firefly. That does give you that additional flying vision. And the other big thing about that fight, Netolic lost their gem. It looks like it was denied. Not sure if he did it or if 3D Max did it, but that's an additional item at their disposal that they don't have anymore. And now Big Nom going to be hunting Noaya. He's got dust, but that can be purged off. He's got to hit the Impale and burst him down from full HP to none. Oh, no, not even popping the dust. Oh, you at least want to pop it. He'll pop it really late. Just clips the Phantom Lancer. Might be enough. Not purging the dust just yet. On the run. The Blink in. The Impale. He may go down here. Call down being thrown from long range. Spike Carapace as well. But forced to TP away. Nothing to cancel it. He will escape. You know, normally when you gank with a Nyx, you really want to have someone else because he just doesn't have the burst once you get to a certain point in the game without a Dagon. And normally, you don't really see the Dagon build too often. It's generally outside of pubs. It's more of that Blink Dagger. Even utility items like the Mechanism can be decent on him, but a Force Staff in some cases. But without that, the burst damage isn't there. You want something like the Lena, the Shadow Demon to be following you up. That's why generally you see the supports for Romeo's 3. But Netolic, Nyx had that powerful start, but you have to recognize sort of the flow of the game, and as it adjusts, bring the supports with the Nyx Assassin so that he's not forced to basically shoulder the entire load by himself. Chomi will be going Desolator. And I like this. I don't really think the BKB is going to offer him much this game, but the Desolator will. A lot of minus armor. It won't help you later on against Phantom Lancer, though, and he's starting to really pick up steam with his farm. He's not far behind a Radiant Lone Druid. I remember how slow his start was. The clock is ticking for Netolic right now, and the thing is, 3D Max is a great turtle lineup. With a BKB on the Gyro, a Blink Force on the Bat Rider, they have plenty of ways to find the pickoffs. They have a carry here who can just man up and force the fights, and probably win the fights, as Netolic don't have any way to deal with that BKB Gyro except purging him and running. Although I like the Desolator, I think Netolic is really under the gun here at this point. They wouldn't have been if Lone Druid hadn't died so much, or basically been on the run for his life so much, if his team had not given away 3 kills right after he got an Ultra Kill. But because that did happen, and we saw him die top earlier solo to the Phantom Lancer being enraged for him, well, they're in a bit of a pickle now. They'll start Hester Duran, but a Blink in, a Lasso will catch on Shadow Demon. There's your Mirana ultimate, but doesn't really matter. They're fighting the call down. Oh, this looks like a mistake. Oh boy, where's that Fiend Script? Will unleash it. Blink in, impaled by Big Nom on the back lines. There's the Desolator. The big stuns flying out. Hester Duran gets entangled. What a chaotic fight. The Mirana with the Desolator doing absolute work on the back lines, and now a Haste to Nyx on the chase. There is a Blink and a Force in about 10 seconds. Big Nom can't blink just yet. He needs to blink now. He'll blink forward. Bat Rider has the blink in 3, and 2, and 1. He won't get the blink because the Spike Carapace stun inside of Firefly prevents it, but I think he'll get away anyway. Now it's the Force Staff. Now has the blink as well. Should be able to escape. Forces away. Should really just blink away. He will. Blink. It really feels like whack-a-mole, some of these games, I'll tell you. But 3D Max is fighting without Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer pushes to the enemy base. He will back off. 2,500 gold. Heart of Terrace not far off. Desolator on Mirana, really one of those items where it's all about the mid-game. This item does not scale particularly well later on. Doesn't give you any attack speed. It's just a flat minus armor decrease. Once Phantom Lancer gets the heart, sure, you're taking away some armor, but he's still going to have, I mean, what is it? Already, it's going to be 13 armor and probably about 2,500 HP once the Heart of Tarrasque is complete. Maybe 2,300 or so, and that's just going to be trouble. Blink Lasso, catching out our Nyx, throwing him up into the air. They have that gem. Nyx going to TP away, looking for the escape. Can they sleep him? No, not in range for the sleep, actually. Oh, wrong skill. Yeah, Nightmare does have pretty low range. Thought he would just get rage, but he was forced to run all the way around, so couldn't quite get the sleep off. Nice escape by the Nyx. The gem makes him so much less effective, and of all heroes to have a gem, it's a Bat Rider with a Blink and a Force Staff. They almost got that killer. That would have been another big kill, but without it, they can't even hunt the Phantom Lancer too effectively. As far as gold goes, we're looking at about a 4k gold lead right now for 3D Max. Sitting around a 0 experience deficit, but the state of the game, the pace of the game, really favoring 3D Max overall. They've got the Gyro and the Phantom Lancer, the big AoE combo, the better initiator for late game with Bat Rider. The Lasso, of course, does go through BKB, so even if Mirana goes back for one, she could be locked down. They've got the better late game supports. Shadow Demon's decent late game, But you have Bane as well as Batrider, two ultimates that go through BKB that can lock heroes down for a long time. You even have Enfeeble to help deal with the Lone Druid Bear and the Sleep as well. And they know ahead. They're ahead. 3D Max looking for Roche. If they win this game, they will move on to your loser bracket finals. If Netolic loses, they go home. So they got to find a way back in. They got to claw, they got to scratch, they got to bite, and they got to fight. Assault Cuirass next in line for Supernova. The pace of the farm is just not there. 30 minutes in, Radiance, Assault Cuirass, like a 20-minute Radiance. Really feels late. Bear's gonna come in. Nope, gets enfeebled, and then just runs away. And it really does not hurt when it's enfeebled. I mean, look, that's not even a max enfeeble. That's only level 3. Chummy with the smoke. Doing a little bit of scouting of his own. They gotta make something happen, and it does seem like they're realizing that. With the smoke, they're looking to go, but unfortunately, there's an Observer Ward mid. The smoke will be dispelled. They wanted to contest that Roche, but they're too late to do it. And now Phantom Lancer has an Aegis. He's getting close to his Heart of Tarrasque. And 3D Max is gonna go for a smoke of their own, right behind the Phantom Lancer, right down the middle lane, smoking up behind this army of illusions. No upgraded Diffusal yet. Would love to see that one pretty soon. And he's going to go inside Doppelwalk, scouting things out. Have sent the illusion to the lane while the rest of the team heads bottom. They see that Lone Druid Bear bottom. They want to at least gank this bear, go for the tier 2, and oh no. Supernova! Supernova! Oh, get away. They wanted to get the bear. He also pulls the bear back, so nice stalling tactics from him, and he's got his Assault Cuirass now. It will be helpful. But Phantom Lancer is still going to hurt, and especially when you could purge the bear, even though it's a little bit tankier, it just can't really move. You can remove Rabid from it, you can run it down, it won't be that fast, it won't be that maneuverable. It will be fairly survivable, but I'm really not... They're going to need a great initiation. Nyx is going to have to hit one of those big 3-4 hero impales. You have to probably focus Hestage right now before he gets his BKB off, or just force it out and back off. The Moonlight Shadow, but immediately, Lita on the run, Hestageron thinking about going in, Phantom Lancer as well, in the middle of the fight. Oh, Low Druid caught in a bad position, and it came from the side. They came from behind, the Batrider lassos one, but defensive disruption, keeping Lina alive. Nawaya manning up, BKB on Hestageron, and the Lance brings the Lina down, 2 supports dead. Not that bad, all things considered, but they did get rid of the Aegis. Now Nawaya manning up against the bear, he will kill it off. As mentioned, not that survivable just yet. Backstab from our Mirana. Jumps into, there's your 3-hero impale. That's what they needed. Just what I needed, they say. They get the gem on the ground. Nawaya gonna pick it up and look to hoof it out of there. He did pop his Aegis. That's 4 heroes dead. They want some more. They've got the Nyx gem as well. They bought a secondary gem. And Nawaya probably next to fall. All on the back of a 3-hero impale from our Nyx assassin. Triple kill for Supernova. Oi, 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 oi. Gem on the ground as well. What a turn of events for Netolic. I mean, I think I might be a good luck charm for these guys. I said they need a 3-hero, 4-hero Nyx Assassin Impale. They got a 3-4 hero Nyx Assassin Impale. The thing is, they need to keep on finding those. Like, one of those is not going to be enough. Phantom Lancer is still going to outcarry a Lone Druid with this level of farm, because the bear is just too easy to kill. Its effectiveness will start to wane. And the other thing is, they have decent AoE, they have Starfall, they have Lina. Shadow Poison, not too great against the illusions. I mean, just because you have to spam it, and it takes a while to really build up the damage, and the illusions are constantly respawning. They have some AoE, but basically not enough. As Lone Druid, just gonna push that lane out a bit. Bottom with the bear. Blink Dagger up on Hip Hop, not Pop. He's actually had it for quite a while, but didn't get the notification for that, or at least didn't see it. Now we're going to see a BKB coming out for Hawaii O. This could be a big item. There's actually nothing to cancel that except for an Entangle. And if you could channel a full Enfeeble on one of these carries, the Mirana, who's now gone back for Yasha, or even the Lone Druid, that's going to hurt. Supernova's still quite ahead on farm. Our Phantom Lancer, after that death, did complete his heart. Now he can really start to stack up the damage. Hasn't gone for the Yasha yet. I really like that Yasha. It helps you farm faster. It helps you chase better. It's really the best farming item in the game for Phantom Lancer. I mean, aside from maybe Radiance. But Radiance is super greedy and won't offer you as much later on. We settle into a more passive stage of the game. All the carries getting their farm up. Holy shit, do we really have a Shadow Demon with 690 net worth? Wow. Holy shit. Pasha Invoker is so poor. And that's actually the main reason they're behind, I think, in terms of gold. Because otherwise, their carries are ahead. Lone Druid significantly ahead of the Phantom Lancer. Mirana just slightly ahead of the Gyrocopter, but pretty much even at that. Mirana's a hero who doesn't scale that well naturally, but if she gets really fat, 6-slotted, she can hurt. The thing is, she's like a Queen of Pain in the fight. She's very mobile. Leap has a longer cooldown, but it's not that long later on, and you can basically gun down the backline enemy supports if you're not getting focused, if you're not getting lassoed, if you're not getting Fiend Script, which sounds like a lot, but if Nyx is hitting 3-4 hero impales, then maybe it's possible. So Chomi has the potential to do a lot of work in these fights. I still feel the composition of 3D Max is a bit stronger. We're going in bottom lane on Chomi. He will simply leap away. He'll pop his ultimate. He's trapped in the trees. He will TP out. I don't think they know he's trapped. Yeah, he'll be okay. Lone Druid Bear slept. Now we're going to be called down. They want to bring this bear down. It's fissured up. They're thinking about fighting. They should just let the bear go. They will do so. Chomi debating what to buy next. Maybe thinking... I think the Manta really is worth it this game. Just that chaos, maybe they lasso the wrong unit, maybe they feed script the wrong unit. You can't remove Enfeeble, and there is a lot of AoE, but I think it's still an item worth completing, and he agrees, he's going to go for it. Picks up the Ultimate Orb. I think a pretty good choice. Hesta Jaratin has gone back for Yasha. After that early BKB Crystallis, which Fear was not very impressed by. We saw that last game from Dignitas, but... Well, it's damage. It's damage on a Gyro against a Shadow Demon who has 800 net worth. So, Shadow Demon won't be doing much in these fights unless he's sitting, like, back here. That's probably... This is, like, the safe area. This is the safe place for a Shadow Demon to be. Anywhere else, not so good. They're gonna look to force a bit of a fight mid. They don't have that Aegis of the Immortal. No, maybe not force it. Just doing some economic damage. As Pasha boldly farms mid by himself. Batrider says, ooh, food. Won't get his meal, though. Force Death now complete on Big Num. Not gonna have the same impact as a Batrider with a Force Staff, because the thing is, with Force Staff, you can blink in, lasso someone, and then push yourself back, bringing them farther away from their team. You can't do that with the Force Staff on Nyx. It'll be somewhat helpful. Maybe you could Force Staff an ally to safety, but it doesn't have quite the same punch as they smoke up. Taking a look at the map right now, something that, well, 3D Max should be a little bit suspicious, because they have good vision, pretty good vision overall, and there's a lot of heroes off the map. Netolic has the lanes reasonably pushed out. It won't be the most obvious thing in the world. And we'll see. They don't seem to recognize it yet. Oh, they're coming. Oh, they're coming. Bowler's coming with a Force Staff, a Blink. Hesta Jaratin backing off as well. And it looks like nobody's going to get caught just yet. Bowler lurking. Bowler is lurking. There's your Blink in. They saw him. The arrow follows up. There's your sleep. But the damage should be there. The Starfall completes the kill. Manta Style online. And now Shadow Demon. What are you doing in that position? Oh man, does he melt to that flat cannon? Gyrocopter, or rather Nyx Assassin, Force Dash forward, picks off another kill. Double now for Chomi. Getting just the better initiations overall in these fights. Now they pop them around ult. They look to go on our Phantom Lancer. Impale not gonna latch. Fissure on 2. Big Num probably needs to back now. Pops the Carapace, the bear. Vlad's up on him. And now... Oh no. Oh no. Chomi gets caught. There's a buyback from Bowler for this. Chomi's in trouble. Eats a Flame Break. On the run. The Phantom Lancer illusion's chasing the bear. Now like, oh yeah, there's a cat. We should kill cats. We don't like cats, but... Cat's already gone. She leaps away. She also recovered the gem from 3D Max. I believe it was the Batrider had it. It was. He died. He lost his gem. So they steal the gem. They get out safely. And all of it set up by that arrow. I'm actually not sure how they had vision there, because... I'm not really sure. I didn't see any wards. They don't have a Batrider on their team. They may have just... I think what they did is they just saw a hero run up here, run into this area, and then they basically just assumed he'd be around that area. So Nyx jumps in, lands the Impale immediately, then the arrow follows up. Did look like a bit of guesswork, though. And now Big Num with a gem at his disposal. Double gems on the team. I think Flax are better off leaving this at base. He's going to deploy a Sentry Ward here. This is just giving the gem back to the enemy team. The next fight, he's going to die. This 700 net worth Shadow Demon is not living through a fight. Yeah, he's got a gem, so... Well, he'll drop it now. So, staying at 700 net worth. Just not something they really need. No point having it on him. Once you get that next item on Mirana, that's where she really starts to hit hard. If she can get something like an MKB... The thing is she's already gone Deso, so you can't go for another orb. You can't go for ultra late game with, say, lifesteal eventually, but you will have this really potent mid-game punch. And you want to take full advantage of it. Phantom Lancer, in spite of the fight's not really going the way of his team, Nawai is getting close to that next item. Manta coming soon, or the Butterfly. Either one's going to be trouble. They don't have an MKB yet on the Lone Druid Bear. He went back for Vlad's, which I don't really like. A Vlad's this late doesn't bring a whole lot to the table. You don't have another melee character. Oh no, mid lane, here we go. There's your Moonlight Shadow. No gems up on 3D Max. They'll prop a Sentry. Pasha able to get safely out of range. Boy, if they had the gem, they probably get at least one, if not two there in the Chaos. And Bullard smoked up. Here we go. Moonlight Shadow initiation. They're running right past the Sentry Ward. Wait, they just killed it. They just killed it. So no Sentry Ward there. And a 3D Max lurking on the high ground. The Bear, the Nyx going first. Carapace was there, messing things up a bit. 4-step out of the call down by the leader. Nicely done. The lasso does hit the Mirana illusion in the end. The power of those illusions. Chomi leaps away. Gyro on the run. I heard a bait ultimate. Doesn't seem like it really did a whole lot, though. They're lurking on the high ground. Lone Druid killing off those illusions reasonably quickly. Even with Enfeeble on the Bear. But it was the Manta style. Man, I feel like a fortune teller this game. Everything I'm saying is coming to fruition. Alright, I predict Netolic.EU is going to win in a crazy base race. I predict I will be a millionaire by the time today is done, and have a Ferrari and a Lamborghini waiting for me in the driveway. I predict all these things, and they must come to pass. Alright, we'll see how far my luck runs, but that was what Lasso on the illusion of the team fight. The Manta style really paying for itself there, and such a strong pickup against Batrider. The thing is, 3D Max is decent AoE, and if you're just a little bit more patient, you can spot it out. But during that time, Mirana is doing a lot of work. She hits pretty hard. Could even go for a Daedalus. She'll go start the Chrysalis now. So Chomi just getting the cheapest possible damage items. But this means no Butterfly for him anytime soon. And you got to imagine Phantom Lancer will be going for one. What has he purchased? No, Manta style. So, well, not a bad item, but it will mean that that Chrysalis is a little more effective for some time. Eventually, there will be a Butterfly. Eventually, Mirana is probably going to need an MKB, but not for the moment. Still anybody's game, really. I mean, strategically, you'd have to favor 3D Max's composition. With the better late-game ultimates on their supports, with the two carries who do a bit more in the team fights, with Flat Cannon, just with a massive army of illusions. Oh, boy. Chomi making plays all over the map. What the hell was the Courier doing there? Maybe going for a deep dive gem rescue mission? I am not sure, but... Did someone just TP? Yeah, I have no idea. Either someone just TP'd and they did not redirect the Courier properly, or someone just sent it to feed, or it was going to recover the gem. But that was way after the gem was actually used, so... Mystifying. No clue what it was doing, really. So they feed away the Courier, some additional gold for Netolic. I imagine now we'll see the makings of an MKB. No, he's gone Maelstrom. Still no MKB. It does give you more AoE against the illusions. The attack speed is decent. It's not a bad item. It's a little bit unusual because normally one of the reasons you get it is to farm. They're going for a Roche here. It's dropping pretty quickly. The arrow's going to fly out. Not scouting anything yet. They do know about this, though. Hester Duran's looking for a call down. He'll land it. We'll catch three. Chomi's manning up. Wants to finish Roche. He's going to get caught. I hear a lasso pulling our Shadow Demon across the map. Generally not the hero that you want to actually lasso. You'd rather go for one of those carries like the Mirana, who's currently trapped inside the trees. And our Shadow Demon, not long for this world. He will take a fall. The Bear continuously eating Enfeebles. Chomi throwing out the arrows. I think they know he's trapped now. He's going to leap. Meanwhile, big Echo Slam. Doing some good work, bringing down the second support. Mirana jumps in to the middle of Chaos. Chomi into the middle of the entire enemy team. Will eat a Lance. Will be going down now. Almost certainly. Flame Break finishes the kill. Double kill. They just have the better fight, the better team fight at the Roshan Pit. You have Fissure, great long-range destruction. You've Call Down, great in those congested areas. You have a Batrider who can scout everything out. Flame Break, they can force you up onto the cliffs. The far superior team fight composition, the far superior Roshan fight composition, and 3D Max pull ahead because of that. Really hurt them that their Mirana, who's doing the bulk of the damage, got pushed up on the cliff. But I don't know if they could actually win that fight anyway, just because the supports for Netolic in those fights, so much easier to catch, because you've got Fissure and Lasso. The Nyx can potentially do some work, but we've seen it is a lot harder to land a 3-4 hero impale than it is to simply just jump in and lasso somebody. And here they're going to go down mid lane. Noaya, a fresh Aegis for him. 3D Max really trying to force the issue here. Want to end the game now. There is going to be a Daedalus coming soon on our gyro. Does not have it yet, but the illusions doing work. The AoE a bit lackey. There's your blink in, your lasso pulling back the Lina. She will melt. Called out, even thrown out. They want to make sure they get that additional kill. Mirana, no buyback. Can't rejoin the fight. The Impale only going to hit Noaya. Rax being worked upon rather quickly at that. The Mana Burn, he won't have anything to work with in this fight. Bear now slept. Bear now eating, of course, that minus damage from Enfeeble. They may back off. They're a little bit low. They don't have a mech. They don't have a pipe. Actually, a real dearth of mech and pipes in European, North American Dota. I've seen one mech in 3 games so far. Asian Dota, it's like every game. Someone's rushing the mech, someone's probably rushing the pipe. A lot more Darkseer play over there, and this European Dota, all about just getting multiple card carries farmed up, picking more late game supports, and angling for that 50, 60-minute win. We are now 45 minutes in. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is a best of 1. Loser is going home, because we're in Group G. We're in our losers bracket round 1. The group stage format for the We Play League, a little bit different, pretty innovative as far as Dota 2 goes. Of course, borrowing from the GSL group stage style, which is basically double elimination brackets, no grand finals played. First place team is your winner bracket champion. Second place team, your loser bracket champion. Dignitas and Roxkiss are winner bracket finals coming up after this match. But before we get there, we gotta finish up and see who's gonna take this series. Now looking at a 10,000 gold lead for 3D Max. Butterfly isn't that far off if he wants to rush it. Boots of Travel also an option. And Noaya is looking for blood. He wants this Lina. He's gonna chase. He's gonna hunt. He's got his whole team in tow. Purges Pasha as well. Supernova really just needs to keep on moving his hero back. He's micro at his bear right now. Lina will take a fall. There is no buyback on the Lina, so they're gonna fight 5v4. Smoke up from Bowler. Hunting bottom lane. He will probably catch the Shadow Demon, who is mode like Shadow, but there is a gem. No, he's going into the base. He won't see the Lina. So they will live for the moment. Nyx TPing back in. Oh boy, he TP'd it a little close. He'll be okay, though. He blinks away immediately. While that's happening, an army of Phantom Lancers just bringing the racks down. I don't know if they could fight this even with the Lina, but without it, no chance, no how. .3D Max looking at 2 lanes of racks. Are they going to really end like this? Come on, Netolic. You got some fight left in you. I hope. If not, your run ends here in the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League. Noaya, probably the one they're going to initiate on. Blink in, but this time the Impale only catches one. Whereas that Bat Rider, you just lasso someone, they are dead. Pulled into the call down, pulled into the flames, and into death. Now 2 lanes of racks, so with that, probably the GG. Lina will respawn. Mirana going for the base trade. And she may get this rack. She really has to get it, but blink in by Earthshaker. Echo as well. No mana for a Fiend's Grip, so can leap away, can try to run. Bat on the hunt. Mirana is fast. She shoots out an arrow forward and then throws her life away in the end. Well, meanwhile, it's a Phantom Lancer in the base, going for Megas. He's got Hesta Jarrah in here. They got 2 lanes of Rex. They did not even give up their melee Rex in the end. The chase is on. The hunt is on. Is there a gem? I don't think they actually see Noaya right now. They just see Hesta Jarrah and eating those Desolator auto attacks. Boy, does he drop quickly with the crits. The call out is here. Noaya will take a fall, I believe, but he's got the Aegis. Mirana just buys back, dies again. Laguna brains the little helicopter spinning and crashing to the earth. Now Noaya looking for the man fight. The Lone Druid winning this one, not getting too many illusions just yet. He gets one. He'll start to get more now, but the Maelstrom doing some work, dealing with them quickly. The problem is they lost 2 racks. Actually 4 racks, 2 lanes of racks. They got nothing in return. Melee rack still stands. Mirana dead after a buyback. So far behind in terms of items. Supernova dead now as well. He'll have to buy back immediately, or they're just going to lose their 3rd lane of racks. He will buy back. GG. Well played is the call from Chomi. Netolic.EU. Looks like they're going home. Disconnect from Chomi. The team may fight on, but there's your official call. Buyback as well. Noaya picking up a kill in the back lines. And with this, 3D Max, they keep the dream alive. I felt like they're probably slightly stronger than Roxkiss, but we will see. They're in the loser bracket right now. Roxkiss, they'll play Dignitas. Loser takes first place. Winner, winner takes first place. Loser drops down, and they will play 3D Max, who are now going to be guaranteed 3rd place. But 3rd place means nothing in this tournament. You really need to take 1st or 2nd, or you just don't move on. Then we'll move into the round of 16, but we got to get there first. So after this game is over, 3D Max vs. Roxkiss coming up next here on Beyond the Summit. Thank you all for tuning in. I know there's a lot of other European Dota going on right now, and some great games, I believe, in the DreamHack Invitational with that GD Studio production. Our production is coming, guys. It's not here yet. I'm sure you guys have all been getting quite spoiled if you've been watching the GD Studio, but within the next month or two, we will have a lot more to show you guys, and over the coming months, even more. It'll be a growth process for us. But for now, we just have Dota, and we have some late game Dota at that. European Dota, that Farm Fest Dota, but in the end, the team with more carries wins. Something that Fear was saying is, pick the better late game. You're in good shape if you're in North America. We are in Europe for these two teams, but the late game prevails here today. 3D Max, they will move on. They're going to face... the loser of Roxkiss versus Dignitas. That will be our second place decider match. The first place decider happens now. Roxkiss versus Dignitas coming up next. I'm LD. I'll be on the summit. If you enjoy my casting, be sure to follow me. Twitter.com/LDDota. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned. We have more action for the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League right after this.